Hey there everyone out there, this is Jakejames Lugo, Senior Editor here at the Koalition. I hope you guys have been doing well. Recently, I had the chance to go out to Los Angeles, California and check out the Destiny 2 premiere event courtesy of Activision and Bungie. I have to send a big shout out to them for allowing me to go out there and check out the event. What you're about to listen to now is an interview that I had with Mike Zak, the art director of Destiny 2, while I was attending the event. We got a chance to talk about a whole bunch of stuff related to Destiny 2, not just the stuff that you guys saw during the keynote and the presentation, as well as the trailer that was released online. I also had the chance to ask him some questions that you guys had sent me, not only through our YouTube channel, but also on Twitter, as well as also on thecoalition.com about Destiny 2. Any of the stuff that you guys were curious about, I had the chance to actually ask them directly what was going on with the game. So definitely check out the full interview. There's going to be a lot of interesting talk, a lot of interesting info that you guys are going to want to know. But in addition to that, because obviously I'm not just going to come at you guys with just one thing, you're also going to be looking at some footage of Destiny 2 while you're listening to the interview. What you guys are looking at now is some footage of the Countdown multiplayer mode in PvP on PlayStation 4. I was only allowed to capture one of my matches that I had played while I was at the event, and I wasn't allowed to get anything on the PC, even though it was running at a beautiful 60 frames per second and it was buttery smooth. In addition to that, Activision and Bungie weren't allowing anybody to get any footage of the campaign mission that they showed at the event, as well as also not everybody got a chance to get footage of the strike mission that we got to play. Things just got kind of crazy and backed up during the course of the event, so they stopped allowing anybody to capture footage throughout the day. Even though you guys aren't going to be able to see most of that stuff, you are going to be able to check out some PvP matches in Destiny 2 while listening to the interview that I had with Mike. I hope you guys get a chance to enjoy it. Leave me some comments in the comment section below and let me know what you guys think about all this, as well as also what you're feeling about Destiny 2. I'll be back again real soon with some more Destiny 2 talk and more Destiny 2 discussion. There's a lot of stuff to unpack with it. I'm going to be on the Co-op podcast very, very soon to discuss more about the game, as well as a whole bunch of other cool stuff. But with that being said, guys, don't forget to leave a like on this video, subscribe to the Coalition's YouTube channel for all our stuff that we have on gaming and a whole bunch of other cool things that you guys should be interested in. I will talk to all of you again very soon. Peace out and stay epic, everybody. Hey, what is going on, everybody out there? This is Jakejames Lugo with thecoalition.com, and I'm here at the Destiny 2 event that's going down in Los Angeles. I've got a chance to play the game. I got a chance to see a bunch of different stuff that they've been showing about Destiny 2, but I'm here with Mike Zak, the art director of Destiny 2. We're going to talk a little bit about what he's done in the game and some of the stuff that you guys have been showing off, so welcome. Thank you for chatting with me.
Thank you for talking to us.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about what you've been doing with Destiny 2. You got some very beautiful stuff you guys showed. You guys got a whole bunch of cool trailers, beautiful environments, crazy enemies that we got to see. Tell me a little bit about your experience working on the game.
Well, I mean, today is a pretty special day for us because we've been working so hard on it. We've been, dying to share it with the community, with our fans, and it's like a huge relief to be able to, show up here today and show off what feels like, pretty good chunk of content, like, showing a good piece of a full campaign mission, the Homecoming mission, the Red War, a whole strike people are playing right now, Crucible matches on both PC for the first time, which is pretty awesome.
I got to play it. It was awesome.
Nice. Yeah, it's just, yeah, I feel like there's a lot to show off, a lot to react to, new gear, exotics, new supers. Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
It's more than a tease, so that's
definitely. You guys dropped a lot more than just a tease.
Yeah.
I mean, we were expecting a little bit, but you was like, here's the whole thing in the kitchen sink, right? But being the art director, visual department is pretty much your deal. That's your entire thing with Destiny 2. But tell me a little bit about what's different visually that people are going to be looking at that might be a little bit different than Destiny 1. I mean, things, it looks like, at least from what I saw in some of the trailers, darker color palettes, different stuff like that. But what is it that you guys wanted to do different about Destiny 2 this time around?
I think that maybe I'll start keying off what you said about darker. I mean, I think it definitely starts in a dark place, thematically and fictionally. We start off with a pretty dramatic, inciting incident for existing Destiny players. Like, we just go right there. The tower gets attacked. That place you had dance parties is like it's on fire, right?
Yes.
So tonally, that's where we start. A lot of that's to provide contrast. So I don't think I would say that the game overall is going to have a darker tone. I think that's but you're getting you're experiencing that right out of the gate based on the setup for the game. I think overall, you're still going to get worlds that are exotic and beautiful and colorful.
Speaking of worlds, I wanted to ask, you guys got new planets.
Yeah.
You guys got Io, and
Yep.
I believe the other one was Titan, correct?
Yep.
Okay, so tell me a little bit about those planets.
Sure. So in our lore, Io, which is a moon of Jupiter, was the last place that the traveler touched when it came to our system, and it actually left a mark, physical mark, there, and you can see that in the skybox. Titan is this moon of Saturn. You know, the fictional direction we're taking it is that it's oceans. When the terraforming action that the traveler performed, you know, converted its methane into an actual ocean.
Wow.
Built on. There's also another one, Nessus. It's this. It's actually based on a real celestial body that's in a class of bodies called centaurs. To get real nerdy.
Wow.
You can look it up on Wikipedia, and this was a chance for us to, look at what would the Vex do if they converted an entire planet, if they transformed it into their own machine world. And then the big one that players get to early in the campaign is the European Dead Zone. Really important place on Earth, because it's when the Guardians can't live under the protection of the Traveler itself, they go to this place looking for answers. It's got a massive shard of the Traveler.
Nice.
It's like a piece that broke off the bottom of it, and it's looming over this forested area. But of course, the Red Legion are there too.
Yeah.
For the same reason.
Red Legion are the big bad guys. That
Red
we got to
Legion
see.
is the new Cabal force. It's led by Dominus Gall.
Gaul. I was trying to pronounce it earlier when I saw the trailer. I was saying it as like Gaul, like G-O-L, but it's actually spelled, I think it's G-H-A-U-L, right?
Yes, that's correct.
So he's the big baddie we saw at the end of the trailer.
Yep.
Whatnot. So tell me a little bit about Gaul.
Yeah. So Gall, he's not a guy who's here for conquest. He's not here, like Mark said. He's not a psychopath. He's here because he believes that he has a right to something, that he's deserving of something that we have, the Guardians have, and that is the gifts the Traveler gave us, the power of the light, and he wants it for himself. He believes that he's the rightful recipient of those gifts, and so he's actually here ultimately to demand it. But what he believes should happen is that he should be chosen. He believes the Traveler made a mistake. The Traveler chose wrong. They chose weak humans, when his mighty Cabal clearly are the rightful recipients of this ultimate power. And so that's why he's here, and he's focused on that.
And I'm guessing we get to see that kind of like play out throughout the story. We get a little bit more info about either him and the Traveler, more than likely.
Yep.
Nice. So with the new maps and the new places, the planets that we're going to go to, we're going to get a bunch of new maps in PvP. We're going to get new locations that we're going to be able to fight on.
Yep.
Tell me a little bit about some of the stuff you guys thought about when you were designing some of the PvP maps, because people love PvP.
Yeah.
I saw it. People were pretty excited. I got to play it both on PS4 and PC recently. PC
Nice.
looks phenomenal, 60 frames per second, buttery smooth.
Nice.
And again, the maps look pretty cool. I mean, they look a little bit different than what we're used to in some of the previous Destiny maps. Tell me about what you guys thought about when you were designing them.
And I think the key for PvP is really to make sure that the spatial design of the map is hand in glove with the sandbox. And Destiny 2 has a brand new sandbox, right? You got new supers, you got new abilities, you have class abilities, which are super interesting. They're we haven't actually talked about them a ton. There's a lot today. It's easy to get carried away at seeing Dawnblade, throwing flaming swords,
which look badass, by the way. Just putting it out there.
But there's this in PvP. Some of these class abilities become really potent. The Titan has barricades they throw down. The Warlock has these rifts that they summon that deal their fire team advantages. You stand in that zone, you get healed or you get more outgoing damage. Building that into PvP maps really changed the tactics. And then of course, we went to 4v4 for PvP team count. So the whole sort of spatial design of those maps really has to support that. And so, the combat ranges of our new sandbox and the types of abilities people have and the tactics that emerge, all those things come together, and we iterate a ton on those to, make great playing maps.
That's pretty cool. So I noticed, again, you mentioned the sword, the different types of abilities that all the classes have, and they look visually awesome. Again, just shooting flames out of a sword. You know, the Captain America looking shield for the Titan. I think a lot of people like that. That was pretty cool. The rifts, obviously, for the Warlock. I mean, when you guys were all coming up with like different abilities for the different classes, I mean, did you guys like think about like the type of way that it was going to look at the time? Like, you know, you guys wanted like the flame sword just to be, again, your entire character just, you know, engulfed in flames, or you wanted to just like completely like burn up the environment? Were you guys thinking about stuff like that?
Well, one of the things that a tool we had in our kit this time around that was new is we updated our graphics pipeline. So our graphics effects particle count's gone way up, and the types of things we can do with it got way better. So our effects artists just kind of had like, they were like kids in a candy store.
They went nuts.
Yeah, totally. And we definitely like dial it up to 11 in some of the scenes, but actually I think we dialed it up to like 12 or 13.
Nice, right?
A couple points. So we've actually even had to kind of calm it down a little bit just so you can tell what's going on. Like legibility is really important. So on the one hand, it's like tempting to just go all out, you know?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, like, you know, we still want that feeling, but we also got to make sure that things are communicated clearly, that, you know, you understand what's going on with it, especially in the Crucible. So it's actually a sort of delicate balance between, you know, just throwing as much particle like fireworks on the screen as you can, but not going so crazy that you kind of almost, you know, ruin the mechanics of the game.
Yeah, I mean, hey, those are things that you guys got to think about, especially, you know, balance, stuff like that. But I mean, it does look visually awesome. From what I saw in the theater when we were actually sitting down and watching the keynote, everybody was pretty excited the way it looked. So it was pretty awesome. So one quick one before we get into our quickfire questions from the community. Okay, one of the things that you guys were talking about during the keynote was it a game guide or just guided games?
Yeah.
This is something that I think is awesome. I've been asking for something like this. Tell me a little bit about that.
Nice. So, you know, we were super inspired by the communities that formed naturally and organically in Destiny 1, right? You know, even me, like I was carried through my first raid by a clan. You know, I'm a dad. I don't have a ton of time to raid and to coordinate. My first time I got in a game was with this awesome group of dads, Destiny dads. You know.
Oh, that's cute, Destiny dads. There
yeah,
you go.
It was sweet. And so, you know, they got me to Crota. It was wicked.
Nice.
And you know, that experience of like, hey, I'm a singleton. I'm with these experienced guys. You know, and these communities already exist. Let's first of all, let's lean into them, give them way more clan functionality, give them their own page in the game, give them banners, give them identities, rosters, all that kind of stuff. And then let's take them, and they're already doing this in our community. They're being shepherds, so let's just empower that, and let's facilitate that with a system in our game called guided games.
Yeah.
Where we just let people match that way in the game rather than having to seek it outside.
I think that's awesome, especially for the raid stuff. Like for me, that was one of my biggest issues was playing Destiny. Is that I never got to do a lot of the raids because I couldn't get a team together to do that, or at least form my own group. So this is something totally speaks to me.
Yeah.
Like that. So we had a couple quick fire questions from the community. Remember, guys, I had asked you both on Twitter and during our last couple co-op podcasts to send me questions for when I came out here to ask the guys over here at Bungie and Activision what's going on with Destiny 2. So you guys sent me these questions. We got about 4 here. So just quick answers, nothing too crazy. Matt C asked, can we expect new functionality in how exotics works? How exotics work? Are there any new rarity levels for gear? I mean, I don't know if you would necessarily know that.
Yeah. So I mean, we got tons of new exotics, and lots of them have perk, new functionality, cool ideas that Sandbox designers have come up with, and in some cases we also have abilities and perks and Sandbox atoms, like we call them sometimes, but we've taken a cool twist on them, So. Absolutely. Nice.
Sounds very cool. So I think this next one, I'm pretty sure we answer with a guided game.
Okay.
But more than likely, but I'll ask it anyway. Marcus Collins asked, will there be a section in the game, like the tower, that will help players easily find friends or anyone else that might need helps with raids or nightfalls, which is more like a game guides?
Guided games is totally it, man. That's absolutely, there's going to be a whole interface for that.
That's like all that in a nutshell, practically.
Yeah.
So, Antonio Rogers asked, will there be any new features involving the ships in Destiny? Space battles, onboard inventory? Did you guys do anything much with the ships in Destiny, from Destiny to Destiny 2?
Ships are something we're not really talking about today, because they're clearly there. We're showing off some of the new art, but yeah, as far as what we're doing with them, that's for a later
TBA.
Yeah.
To be determined.
Yeah.
And finally, last quick-fire question comes from Tyler Anson. Can we transfer our existing console Guardians to the PC copy of the game?
You may have stumped me.
Stumped.
I think the answer is I should. Where's my PR guy?
Oh God! Here comes the PR ninjas.
I need the cheat sheet.
We'll leave that then to TBD or TBA.
I bet that is a question we will absolutely answer definitively. At some point in time. There's no question. We're going to communicate very clearly about your account and what that means. I've memorized everything about what we're showing the show floor right now, and it doesn't get into those kind of details.
Interesting. So, any other final thoughts you want to tell the Destiny community, our community fans over at the Coalition, or anybody that again might be curious about Destiny 2?
I mean, I'm super excited for everyone to play. I can't wait. I hope they play in the beta. And
beta's coming out this summer.
Yeah,
I think it is.
This summer, and then in September. I mean, I'm just so stoked for the big sequel to come out. And for people to get their hands on it.
Yeah, me too. Again, I love what I saw so far. But thank you, Mike.
Thank you
for chatting up with me about Destiny 2. Remember, guys, send me more comments, feedback in the comments section, both on the website as well as also YouTube. And let me know what you guys think about this interview. If you guys want to see more content like this, I will talk to all of you again real soon. Peace out. Stay epic, everybody.